Hi guys, I'm Sonal and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you a quick breakfast meal prep and how you can make different combinations with that. We're going to make 6 eggs. For this I have 3 large mushrooms here and this is something that was left over, so I'm using that. I'm slicing this really thin, after which I'm going to slice thinly some Napa cabbage or Chinese cabbage that I have at home, and you're going to separate the leaves from the stalks or the harder part and store it aside. And here I also have some sliced onions, so we are going to use all of this to sort of saute it into a mixed vegetable. In a hot pan I have about 1.5 tablespoon of olive oil. I've put my onions in. This is about 2 tablespoons, and the sliced mushrooms and stalks of the cabbage. I've also added some salt and I am stirring this. Once it is cooked to a certain point, you want to add the rest of the cabbage in, the leaves, and within a minute it's going to be ready. Make sure that there isn't too much water in it. You want to dry off the water and take it out in a bowl. Here I have 6 eggs and I am adding 1 tablespoon of cream to this, 3/4 teaspoon of salt and about 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. I also have some red pepper in the pepper milk, which my cousin got from me from Turkey, and I just absolutely love the look and the color of it. So I'm stirring this, mixing this together, and I have a wok here. I want to show you the wraps that I'm going to use. These are water chestnut wraps and they are low carb. So it has water chestnuts, it has psyllium husk, flax seed, chia seeds. The total carbs in whole of this is about 7.4 grams of carbs in one, and the fiber is 2.4 grams, so the net carbs is about 5 grams, which is perfect, right? And especially on the day when you're bored to make your own. Otherwise you can definitely follow my recipe for the coconut flour flatbreads. That is a great recipe too. In some olive oil, about 2 tablespoons, I have added some sliced chicken sausage and I saute it till it's slightly crisp on the edges, and then I have added my egg mixture to this. Keep stirring this. And now I'm adding some cheese. So this is about 1/4 cup of cheddar cheese, and once it dries up I've added coriander, mix it up, and I have left it like that. Now here is my wrap, to which I'm applying some basil pesto, which is homemade, and I have made it with cashews, but I have a recipe which you can follow and you can switch the nuts for whatever nuts you have that day. So to that I'm also adding the egg mixture, about 2 eggs worth of mixture, and our vegetables. And now I am wrapping this. So I have a parchment paper and I'm using that because these wraps are a little delicate compared to wheat flour wraps. So you want to be a little careful, but with a little patience it works. Now I'm using another paper to roll it and hold it together, and then tuck the ends in or pinch them, and this is how you would store them in the refrigerator or the freezer depending on how long you want to store them. So this is the next one. I'm going to follow the same process. Here I'm using a sushi mat because I thought it would be easier to pull the mat and sort of firm up the roll. Again, I've done the same. I've added the eggs, I'm adding the vegetables, and now you'll see me rolling it using the mat. The only hitch was here that the mat got dirty with the pesto and I had to wash it, which is fine. These wraps are pre-cooked, so you can just roll them in paper and carry them to work or school. But what I normally do is I crisp them up in butter on the pan, and it's delicious. I'm going to try to make these chestnut wraps because water chestnut flour is really delicious. It's not as high in carbs, and we are not going to use only that. We're going to use all of the other things that were used in this wrap, and that will make it low carb. Now I also filled up my 2 other tiffins, which have like about 2 tablespoons of cooked cooled down rice in the refrigerator, which makes more resistant starch depending on how much who wants to eat and when. On top of it I have added my egg, and I've also put some sriracha and mayo. You can put furikake. I've also added my keto savory cake that I made recently. Don't forget to check that recipe out. And I've also crisped up my wraps like I told you, and look at that. How beautiful does that look?